Okay guys, this is the solutions for your test. I will take number 1 until 4 from the UV type, and then number 4 until 8 from the U over P type. Number 1, the first differentiation of y equals to 4x squared plus 3x plus 2. You cannot differentiate this directly because we have division. And we know that the numerator can be divided by the denominator. So let's do the division first. First, you have to divide 4x squared with x. You will have 4x, and then you will divide 3x with x. You will have plus 3, and then you will divide 2 with x. You will have 2 over x, and then I will take the x to the top like this, and then after this you can differentiate it directly. 4x will become 4, and then 3 will become 0, and then 2 times, for this one the powers will go down. It will become -1 times x to the power of -1, -1 minus 1. That means the y prime will be 4 minus 2 x to the power of -2. Let's simplify it a bit. 2 over x squared. Okay, it's nicely done. And then the question is y prime 2. That means you have to change the x into 2. 4 minus 2 over 2 square. You will have 4 minus 2 over 4. You will have 4 minus 1 over 2. That means 7 over 2, yeah. That is E. Okay, that is number 1. Next is question number 2. For number 2, we have the function of e to the power of cos 3 2x, yeah. You can differentiate this directly, but you have to use the chain rule. First, you have to integrate the e. You have, not integrate, differentiate. You have to differentiate the e because it's the farthest from the x. That means e will become the same, yeah. So e cos to the power of 3 2x. Okay. After you are done with the e, you will go to the cube first. The cube will go down, so cos to the power of 3 2x. The cube will go down, and then you have to minus it by 1. So you will have, the 3 go down, and then the powers will reduce by 1. Okay, we are already done for the 3, and then we go further with the cos. Now the cos will become negative sign. The 2x is still the same, and then we'll go further to the 2x. The 2x will become 2. There you go. That is the chain rule. Okay, let's simplify a bit. You can do the multiplication of 3 with -2. You will have -6, and then e to the power of cos to the power of 3 2x, and then cos to the power of 2 2x, and then sine x. Yep, sine 2x. There you go. This is number 2. And then number 3. For number 3, we have an implicit, yeah, for sine x cos y minus 3x squared equals to 5y cubed. 5y cubed minus 5. Okay, the characteristic of implicit is we have x and y at the same time at in one term. Okay, so for this one we can differentiate this first. Negative 3x squared, it will be easy. You will have negative 6x. Just differentiate it like usual, normally. And then for this one, 5y cubed will become 15y squared. You differentiate it normally, but for the variable y, you have to add y prime after you finish differentiate. Next is -5. -5 will become 0. Okay, for this one it will be a little bit tricky because we have multiplication right here for sine x times with cos y. That means we have to use uv, yeah. I will take for sine x as u, and then I will take cos y as v. That means the u prime will be 4 cos x, the v prime will be negative sine y. Be careful because we are dealing with y, with variable of y. That means we have to add y prime at the back of the result. And then you will write down the formula. The formula is u prime v plus u v prime, and then you will input all of the terms. The u prime will be 4 cos x, and then the v is cos y, u is 4 sine x, the v prime is negative, sorry, I need more space. Okay, negative sine y times y prime. Okay, so this is the uv, and then let's simplify it a bit. You will have 4 cos x cos y minus 4 sine x sine y, and I will give different color for the y prime. Negative 6x equals to 15y squared, and then y prime minus 0. You don't have to rewrite the minus 0. Okay, after this, because this one is implicit, that means you have to isolate the y prime to the left hand side. Okay, but it's up to you. You can isolate it to the left hand side or to the right hand side. For this one, I will choose to the right hand side because the negative 4 will become positive later. 4 cos x cos y minus 6x equals to 15y square y prime plus 4 sine x sine y, and then y prime. Okay, take a look at the y prime. It's common factors right now, so you can factorize it. 4 cos x cos y, you will write down the left hand side exactly the same, and then for the right hand side you will factorize the y prime like this, and then you will move this one to the left hand side, and then you will have the first differentiation. 4 cos x cos y minus 6x over 15y square plus 4 sine x sine y. There you go. This is the answer for number 3. Next is number 4. For questions number 4, we have partial differentiation. The characteristic of partial differentiation is fx comma y, yeah. So you will have x and y at the same time, but for this time we will not use the implicit because it's already clear that the function is in the term of x and y, fxy. Okay, and then for this y square over y square, I will take it to the top, so you will have y to the power of negative 2. The question wants you to differentiate it with respect to x. That means you only have to differentiate this one with respect to x, yeah, this one, and then that's it. You don't have to differentiate anything else. So the first differentiation will be df over dx equals to you will write down the one that I'm not highlighted it, yeah. So you will write down 3ey. I mean you only have to copy the one that is not highlighted. 5y minus 2, but for this one you have to differentiate it. It will become 0. And then you will differentiate the one that you highlight, like x differentiated into 1, and then and then ex will be differentiated into ex. There you go. This is the answer. So you have 3ey minus 5ex. You will take the e negative 2, and then you will move it down like this, and then that's it. This is the answer. Okay guys, the next is question number 5. For question number 5, the question want us to find the tangent line. To find the tangent line, we need a point. And then at the questions we can see that abscissa equals to 3, that means x equals to 3. And then you have to find the y equals to square root of 4x minus 3. You only have to put 3 into the x. 4 times 3 minus 3, you will have y equals to square root of 9, that means y equals to 3. From these calculations we already have the point, which is 3, 3. Then next is gradient. To find the gradient, we have to differentiate the y, that means 4x minus 3 to the power of half. I want to change the square root into powers, yeah, so we can differentiate it directly. And then next is to move the powers, and then minus the powers by 1, negative half, and then times it with the differentiation of the inner function, that means 4, and altogether we will have 2 times 4x minus 3 to the power of negative half, that means y prime equals to 2 over square root of 4x minus 3. Okay, so this is the y prime. And then to find the gradient, we only have to input the value of x into the y prime. So we will have gradient equals to 2 over square root of 4 times the x. The x is 3 before, minus 3. So we will have 2 over 3 as the gradient of tangent. Because the question is the gradient of tangent, that means we can find the gradient of tangent directly using this formula, y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. That means y minus the y1 is this one, 3 equals to gradient is 2 over 3 times x minus 3. And then if you multiply them all by 3, you will have you will have 3y minus 9 equals to 2 times x minus 3. That means 3y minus 9 equals to 2x minus 6, and that also means 0 equals to 2x minus 3y. I move the 3y to the right hand side, and then also the negative 9, you will have plus 5 right there. So we already have the equation of the tangent, which is 2x minus 3y plus 5. Oh wait, something's wrong. Should be 3. Oh my bad, wrong calculation. It's 3. Okay, so this is the answer for number 5. Next is number 6. For number 6, the question wants us to find the normal equation, but this time we have this parallel information with this one. So I want to rewrite it as these sentences parallel to 7y minus x plus 3 equals to 0. So we already know that normal is parallel to this line. That means we have to start from this line. I want to make it into y equal to, so 7y equals to x minus 3. You move the negative x to the right hand side, and also the plus 3 to the right hand side. And also you move the 7, you will have 1 over 7x minus 3 over 7. That means the gradient of the line is this one. This one is the gradient of the line, yeah, or the first gradient. And then by using the word of parallel, we know that the gradient of normal will be equal to, because parallel means equal to m1, and that also means the gradient of normal will be 1 over 7. Okay. To find the normal, of course, we need a point, just like the tangent. We need a point. To find the point, we have to find the gradient of tangent first. Gradient of tangent equals to negative 1 over 1 over 7 ya, negative 7. Okay, so this one is the gradient of tangent, and we also knew that gradient of tangent is equal to y prime. The y prime is the same with the gradient of tangent. That means we have to find the y prime first. To find the y prime, we have to use uv because we have division right there. That means we have to find the u prime, which is 2, the v prime, which is 1. The formula will be u prime v minus uv prime over v square. So the y prime can be replaced with negative 7 equals to, the u prime can be replaced by 2, v equals to negative x minus 3, minus u is 2x plus 1, and also v prime equals to 1 over the v square. The v square is x minus 3 square. Okay, let's simplify this one. That means you have to do cross multiplication. Negative 7 times x minus 3 square. Square means multiply it by itself, equals to 2x minus 6. For this one, 2x minus 6. And then for this one will be negative 2x minus 1 ya. Negative 2x minus 1. Okay, let's break down this one. We will have x square minus 3x minus 3x, that means minus 6x, and then plus 9 equals to 2x minus 2x become 0, negative 6 and negative 1 will become negative 7. And then I think you can cross out this one. You will have x square minus 6x plus 9 equals to 1, and then you will move the 1 to the left hand side. You will have plus 8 right there, and then you will factorize x minus 4, x minus 2, and then you will have x equals to 4, x equals to 2. Okay, now we already have the x value of the point. That means the next step will be to find the y. To find the y, you only have to put this x into the y right there yeah. So for the first, you will have 2 times 2, 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 3. You will have 5, negative 5. For this one, you will have negative 5. And the other one, you will have 4, 5, 5. The same yeah? Is it the same? Oh, my bad. This one is not negative 5. 9. Okay, that means we will have two equation of normal later. Let's try to find this one. Y minus y1 equals to gradient times x minus x1. We'll put all of the numbers all together. Y1 equals to 9. The gradient of normal is 1 over 7. X minus the x1 is 4. That means I can multiply them all by 7. You'll have 7y minus 63 equals to x minus 4. We don't need to write the parenthesis. So this equation can be rewritten as x minus 7y, like that. If I move the 7y to the right hand side, and then if I move the negative 4 to the left hand side, you will have negative 59. Let's check the answer. Yeah, we already have it. If you do not see this answer in the option, I think you have to do the other one. Okay, next is number 7. Okay, for number 7, the question wants us to find the interval of x for which the function is decreasing. Decreasing and increasing means you have to find the derivative first. Wait, let me rewrite the function. Okay, this one is the function, and then the first derivative will be 3x squared minus 10x plus 3 yeah. And then you have to make it 0. 3x squared minus 10x plus 3, and then you will have to find the value of x. Because this one is quadratic, that means you have to use factorization like this, and you will have x equals to 1 over 3, and the other one is x equals to 3. For this one, you don't have to find the value of y because the question only wants us to find the interval of x. The next step for the increasing decreasing is to create a number line. number like this. You'll have 1 over 3 for the first x, and then the second one is 3, and then you have to test a value of x, random value, random number. You can take 0 if you want, and then you put it into the y prime. For x equals to 0, the y prime will be equals to 3, which is positive. That means 0 is right here. The region above the 0 will be positive, and then this region will be negative, and this one will be positive. That means the question wants us to find the decreasing interval. That means we have to take the negative sign, this one, and the answer is B. That is for number 7. Next is number 8. For number 8, we have stationary point. To find stationary point, you have to find the first differentiation. Half x4 plus 13 over 2x squared minus 3x cubed minus 6x plus 1. Okay, no, I mean that is still the function, yeah. The first differentiation will be 2x cubed plus 13x minus 9x squared minus 6. And then of course we have to rewrite that one and sort them up. X cubed minus 9x squared plus 13x minus 6, just like that. And then the next step will be to make it 0, to make the y prime equals to 0. So 0 equals to 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 13x minus 6. And then after this, you have to find the value of x, of course. That means you have to use Horner's method, because we have to factorize the cube function. 13 and then negative 6. Okay, let's try to take, because at the option, in the option we have 1 and 2. That means we only have to choose one of them and just see if it makes the function 0. Let's take 1 first. If I take 1, that means this one is 2, and then this one is 2, negative 7, negative 2, 7 times 1, negative 7, this one is 6, 6 times 1 equals 2, 6, and then the answer is 0. Okay, good. That means I already have x minus 1 from this one, and then from this one I have 2x squared minus 7x plus 6. That means x minus 1 times, we can do manual factorization for this one, 2x and x. This one is 2, this one is 3, minus minus, and then x equals to 1, x equals to 3 over 2, x equals to 2. There we go. Okay guys, after this we only have to find the value of y and also the nature. Let's try to find the nature first. To find the nature, you will use y double prime, or the secondary version. That means you have to differentiate this one, 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 13x minus 6. 2x cubed will become 6x squared, and then this one will become 18x, and the 13x will become 13, negative 6 will become 0. And then after that, let's find the nature for each of the x values, like 1, 3 over 2, and also 2. For 1, the result will be y double prime equals to 6 minus 18, negative 12, it's 1. For the 3 over 2, the y double prime will be for this one, 6 times 9 over 4 minus 18 times 3 over 2, and then plus 13. This one is negative 27. This one will be 3 over 2, 27, 13.5 plus 13, 26.5 minus 27, it's negative 0.5. And then x equals to 2, the y double prime will be 24 24 plus 13, 37, and then minus it with 36, it's 1. Okay, so this one is greater than 0, that means this one is minimum. This one is less than 0, that means this one is maximum. This one is greater than 0, that means this one is minimum. Okay, so we already have this measure. We only have to choose the correct options, maybe without finding the value of y. So we have x equals to 1 and minimum. That means b might be correct, and x equals to 2 and minimum. X equals to 2 minimum, that means b or d, yeah. That also means we have to find the value of y. Okay, when x equals to 1, y equals to half x to the power of 4 plus 13 over 2x to the power of 2 minus 3x cubed minus 6x plus 1. Okay, when x equals to 1, it will be half plus 13 over 2 minus 3 minus 6 and plus 1. This one is 7 minus 9 plus 1, negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. Okay, so the point will be 1 comma negative 1, but unfortunately there is it is not in the option, so we can eliminate b. The options left is D, that means D is the correct option. Okay, next one. Okay, next is an essay questions. Software manufacturer wants to create a cylinder with a radius of r centimeter and a height of 8 centimeters. If the surface area of the cylinder, I already give you the formula for the area of cylinder, which is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. 2 pi r h. Okay, let's put the surface area 54 pi equals to 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. We can divide them all by pi, so we will have a simpler equations later. So you will have an equation like this, and then I think you can get the value of h from this equation. 54 minus 2r square equals to 2rh. It means h equals to 54 minus 2r square over 2r, and then you can simplify these numbers by divide them all by 2. That means you will have 27 minus r square over r equals to 8. There you go, you already have the height. Next is the volume. Because the question is maximum volume, that means you have to find the equation of the volume. Volume equals to pi r square height. That means pi times r square times the height. We already have the height before, 27 minus r square over r, and as you can see we can cross out this one, and then you will multiply them both. So v equals to 27 pi r minus pi r cube, and then there you go, we already have the equation for the volume. And then the next thing you have to do is to use the word of maximum. Maximum value means the first differentiation equals to 0. The first differentiation of this one will be 27 pi minus 3 pi r square equals to 0. You can move the 3 pi r square to the right hand side like this, and then the r square will be 27 pi over 3 pi. You can cross out the pi, and then 27 divided by 3 equals to 9. 9 equals to r square. That means the r will be plus minus square root of 9. Because this one is the real life application, that means the radius cannot be negative, so you will choose the positive one. So the radius is 3 centimeters. The question is not the radius, the question is the volume. That means you have to substitute the r equals to 3 into the volume equation. Volume equals to 27 pi times r is 3 minus pi times 3 squared. Sorry, 3 cube. That means you will have 81 pi minus 27 pi, and the final answer is 54 pi centimeter cube. So this is the solution for your test. I hope that you can study it at home so you can get a good score later at the remedial test. Thank you, bye bye.